We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Welcome to Cactus Wrestling. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Today we're going to talk about Today we're going to talk about high schoolers that could All-American today. And I think this is pretty timely considering that one high schooler beat an All-American this past weekend.
Right.
If
You
you
have
haven't
irrefutable evidence that we are correct.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So this past weekend we did a video about it. Check out that video. Marcus Blaze upset Matt Ramos at the Clarion Open. And
He did.
and so it's interesting though because he then did not win the tournament, took second to Braden Palmer. But
commenter Braden Palmer.
Yeah, Braden Palmer, who we're quickly becoming friends with, he dropped down from 133 and is a good contender to All American.
Yeah, he was in the round of 16 at 133 last year, so I feel like going down a weight, he's probably going to be a pretty big force.
He's doing work so far. If anything, from this past weekend is as any measure.
Yeah.
Right. So
would have loved to see him against Ramos, but still, we got Blaze.
He wanted that match too.
Yeah.
To kick it off, we're gonna talk about Marcus Blaze. So Marcus Blaze, we think he's already proven it by beating Matt Ramos. I don't think that was necessarily a fluke. I think those matches could have gone back and forth. I think Ramos definitely could beat him, but it was very competitive, and he shot in and literally took him down. It wasn't like
it wasn't like the upset of Latona getting upset when he got thrown to his back and almost pinned, and then the guy Latona like worked his way back, just not quite enough to lose that 10-9. Like that is kind of like in my mind, like it was like a fluke. I don't think that guy could beat him again, but Blaze, he was right there in it. Like that match was 50-50.
Marcus Blaze has a pretty incredible hit list. This is a guy that beat Mr. Knox, Anthony Knox, who just committed to Cornell. He beat him to get the world team spot. And then what did he do? He won Worlds at U17 Worlds. Before he beat, Matt Ramos, who did he knock off? Reigning number one Jax Forest.
Yeah.
Who is an animal in his own right that has beaten just last year Unger for Cornell.
Fred Unger.
Who was ranked as high as I think.
Sounds like these Cornell guys are actually not matched up well again.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fred Unger was around at 12 last year too.
Yeah. And like I said, and Jax, competitive match, but I don't think it was a come from behind fluke win either.
No,
he just got out wrestled, and it's the same thing that we saw from Marcus Blaze, who is quickly becoming a very, very dangerous guy to wrestle.
Yeah, he is.
He
gave Palmer a real run for his money. So,
I see Blaze, if he was to enter the NCAA's tomorrow, and wrestle the Division I tournament as a high school junior, I think he All-Americans. I think he's a top 8 guy for sure.
Yeah, no, I definitely, because we've said it before in our 125 breakdown. Like, there's no one that's like a leap and bound ahead of the pack. They're all so close. So if he's capable of beating a guy like Matt Ramos, that means he's basically capable of beating any guy at 125. Yeah. There's no one that is untouchable. It's not like they got someone that's ahead of the pack. Like he could fit right in and get right there onto that.
And the fact that he was competitive with Braden Palmer, who's a top 10 guy as well, just proves that point even further.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got him. I don't know where he would place.
We're just saying podium.
Yeah. I think he's a podium guy for sure.
I mean, arguably, if you're beating the number one guy, you could theoretically say he
win nationals.
Yeah, he could win a national title.
Some people in the comments are like, yeah, he would tech Spencer Lee.
Yeah, he associative property.
Yeah, you know how that carries
the guy that beat Lee. So obviously.
So that's my definitely guy that I was like, I think he would place it All-American, be an All-American.
Yeah, for sure.
I think there's another 126 out there that could also be an All-American at 125.
I think you mentioned his name.
I did. Jax Forest. So, incredible tournament for him as well. Wrestlebacks kind of suck at the opens where Jax wrestled for fifth. I would have loved to see him wrestle Ramos in the third place match.
Well, yeah, they need to cut out time by getting rid of those 2 extra matches. So
Yep.
save so much time.
So yeah. But Jax has an incredible body of work. I mean, he was a U17 silver medalist last I guess 2 world cycles ago now. Has previously beaten Luke Lillidahl, who is a top guy for Penn State as far as the
Who
recruiting
just did a
process
world
goes.
silver medal
Yeah,
himself.
just got a world silver. He's beaten Luke Lillidahl. His big win of Super 32 this year has won Who's Number One multiple times. But the obvious is that he's already beaten top ranked guys in, Brett Unger.
Yeah. Didn't he lose to Matt Ramos though last year?
He did. He lost 50. He got teched by Matt Ramos.
That was last year.
That was
Yeah. So to be fair though, Jax was wrestling 120 that whole high school season.
So yeah, that was undersized.
Yep, he was undersized. He came in and then he took third at the Clarion Open. He lost to Matt Ramos in the semis and ended up taking third at the rest of the tournament, still beating, very good guys like Unger in that tournament.
Yeah.
While being undersized. I think that he's growing into 126, which means he'd be 125. I think he would place this year as well. I think that he's slick. Maybe
not only that, he almost beat. Well, not almost
Marcus
beat.
Blaze, yeah.
He almost beat Marcus Blaze. Like he was winning the match.
He was winning the match. He got the first takedown.
I think like 4-1, and then Blaze got 6 points.
Yep, he had a 7-point move, so he took Jax down to his back.
Oh, it was 4-0. I thought it was a 6-point move, but I remember seeing it. He took him down to his back and held him there for at least 3 points, I guess. Yeah.
So I think Jax could wrestle, Marcus Blaze 10 times, and maybe he'll win 5, and Marcus will win 5. But I think they're pretty dang competitive with each other. And as you just heard us talk about Marcus Blaze, we think he's All-American.
We got a high school sophomore that would All-American in college.
Yeah. Oh, he's right up there with him. Yeah, well, he's going to graduate high school at 19. A lot of guys graduate. Most guys
2 years older than I did. So
most people graduate at 18, and with everybody redshirting these days now, guys are graduating at 19. I mean, I know guys that graduate wrestling programs at 20, but it doesn't matter because we have 6 and 7 year seniors now. I mean, Dayton Fix is 26.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Fits right in.
I don't get why these guys are prolonging it. It's clearly not benefiting Dating Fix.
Long the suffering.
Come on, second.
Anyway,
second, 4. Next year.
8. Next name.
That's my first 2. I think Cody Merrill. So Cody Merrill just committed to Oklahoma State today. Hopefully he has a great freshman year like AJ Ferrari did. Because I have him going 197.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to go to heavyweight. If he went heavyweight, I don't think he would All-American at heavyweight.
Especially since Okie State has Christian Carroll pegged at heavyweight.
Yep. I think 197. He's not fat by any means, but he's a little bit of a.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah, I said he's a little bit like not as lean as a 220. That makes me think that he can go down in weight.
Yeah, I think it's not. I don't think it'll be like a struggle to get down.
No, it won't be super fun, but I don't think
he's got some tree trunk legs though.
He does have some.
Dude is solid. He must be freakishly strong.
I'm sure.
Well, watching him wrestle Mirasola at Fargo, and I love the AWA guys. Mirasola, Penn State commit. He's crushing everybody, and then just gets worked by Merrill. And I'm like, what the heck just happened?
The dude is a bear.
He is. And watching him beat top level talent like that,
didn't he get like almost get a tech at Who's Number One?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So I mean, I'd feel pretty confident, especially at 197 not being. I think it's top heavy.
Yeah.
I think that the top few guys are really good, and then the talent drops off pretty hard.
Well, all right, let's run it down. He wouldn't beat Brooks.
No.
Would he beat Buchanan?
I don't think.
Probably
I don't think he beat Buchanan. No.
Tanner Sloan.
Tanner Sloan, I mean, aside from his NCAA run last year, I would have said 100% yes. I'd say it's not unreasonable to think that he could
Jackrabbits don't get any love, man. I mean, hey, they're on the
I'd
rise.
actually be super curious to see how he matches up with Hidley.
Highly, yeah. I
Oh.
watched his match against App State. He definitely looks. I mean, obviously bigger, but
He was a big 184.
yeah, he definitely. He looked like he filled out into 197 though.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Just because both guys are like real strong, like they like to be like wrestle in a phone booth kind of thing.
I think Merrill would be like maybe
Competitive.
sixth to eighth or something.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's a high All American, but I think that he could make, I think he can make a run.
Well, next year when we'll get to see.
Unless they
I
redshirt
wonder.
though.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I said he'll probably redshirt. I think that we talked about this off camera. Is that he might just spend the whole year like working to get down to a really lean, strong, fit 197 from 220, and that'll be his redshirt year. And then his redshirt freshman season, he'll be ready and roaring to go.
Yeah, and then who knows? Maybe he will be a title contender for then.
Maybe.
AJ.
And this is Cody Merrill, not his brother.
Yeah, who's also a talented wrestler, but
Sorry, we
not,
don't give that much love.
Next guy I had.
Yeah, I mean, go for it.
So, do you want to go? There's two more guys. Do you want to do a New York guy or PA guy first?
I was going to talk about Bo.
Let's talk about Bo Bassett.
Bo Bassett. I mean,
you go.
He just ran train at the Clarion Open. Dude is a freight train, cannot be stopped. He has a motor like no other.
Yeah.
He's gassing dudes out.
Broke, what was it, Santaniello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who beat, Buzakis with, 3 takedowns at least.
Yeah, it wasn't close. It wasn't close.
Yeah, the guy that killed Buzakis.
And
before that, he beat the NCAA qualifier with 2 wins, Rini.
Yeah, he beat Angelo Rini too.
And Rini
he was actually chasing a major. I think he was chasing a major against Rini. I think he won like by 5 points.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was not a competitive match.
I was super looking forward to seeing Bo versus Buzakis because I'm like, oh man, like
I was like, no way Bo beats Buzakis, and then
then he's like, he didn't have to because Buzakis took 4th.
Yeah, because Buzakis took 4th. Because Buzakis was, I guess, overhyped by us.
I think Bo is, and it's tough because like Bishop McCourt has so much talent. I don't want to overshadow guys like Jax Forest, but Bo could be the first ever 4-time high school Super 32 champion. It's never happened, and almost all of them that have gone the 3-time champions have never won as a freshman. Bo did it as a freshman, lost as an 8th grader in this high school division, made the finals, lost to Anthony Knox, beat Anthony Knox as a freshman, worked his way through as a sophomore. I think his senior year, he's coming even harder. He's winning these open tournaments.
Yeah.
Something that Jax Forest, who is an incredible wrestler, never did. And you can say, well, look at the bracket versus this bracket. Bo was a world champion as a 7th grader. Like he's won Ironman, he's won Powerade, he's won Eastern Beast of the East. He dominates these guys.
Yeah.
I just think, like Jack said, his pace is relentless, and watching him break Division I wrestlers made me be like, wow, he might be ready to go already.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? The Iowa style.
He's not going there.
He's training with Spencer Lee, though.
Yeah, but he goes to Penn State, too. I mean, it's so much closer. He goes...
Yeah, but Iowa's style isn't Iowa's style anymore. Like
Spencer Lee is from Pennsylvania, but I think if Spencer Lee was to do it over again, he wouldn't go to Iowa.
I mean, he went because of the Brands brothers.
And they just didn't... I mean, incredible career. But...
Yeah, but I feel like, they squandered him.
Spencer Lee took losses that people didn't expect. I remember him getting pinned by a crossface cradle with
him getting pinned by Matt Ramos.
He got pinned multiple. Spencer Lee got pinned more times than I expected him to, and I think more than a lot of guys expected him to.
Yeah.
I think that the handling of his injuries wasn't great, but I'm not a college coach, so it's easy for me to toss rocks from my glass house.
Bo Bassett wrestles like Iowa wants their guys to wrestle.
Yeah, but
He's
none of the
very,
guys.
very much DeSanto mode,
Yeah, he's very DeSanto-esque. That's a good comparison.
but better technique.
DeSanto's just DeSanto style. It's not even like Iowa
DeSanto's-
taught him that style. That's just how he is.
So Bo would be at 33.
Yeah, Bo at 33. I think he'd All-American this year.
I do too. I think he would probably
Yeah.
be close to a high All-American even.
Yeah, especially if two guys are taking Olympic red shirts.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's not everyone.
Well,
No, it's
Vito's not.
It's not confirmed. No, I know, but if Vito and Dayton or Dayton took an Olympic red
Vito's
shirt,
confirmed not taking the red shirt.
I think it's a mistake. But that's another video.
You can call him up and be like, Vito, you're making a mistake.
Hey, listen, buddy.
The guy
I
has
know better.
he has
No,
well-known issues at making 57 kilo, where he wrestles like poo. You're gonna have a guy wrestle
He has to do
133
it
all
for the
year.
Olympic trials and the Olympics. It's
Yeah,
twice.
and he has to go through the whole challenge tournament after making a cut that he hasn't used
No,
to.
actually, he doesn't.
He goes to the semis.
He's a returning world champ. I think he's in the semis, so he doesn't have to go through the whole tournament.
Still, but that's going to be a gauntlet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if I was him, I don't know. I would just spend the whole year continuing to do freestyle and stay, and
No,
acclimate
he
to
didn't need to
125.
do the whole year of freestyle to win a world title.
At 61 kilo. I mean, I don't know.
Well, Bo Bassett, I think, is a shoe-in at Iowa in a couple of years, and
Big
he's an
news.
All-American there.
At
Fake news.
Iowa.
There's one last guy on this list that Mike is very, very
I'm
excited.
a big fan of. I've been so.
I wonder if that's because he's committed to
Penn
the
State.
school that you like.
Yeah.
So funny enough, PJ Duke is the last guy I have that would place as be an All American.
At what weight?
That's the
49
question.
probably 49.
49.
What is he at high school right now? 52.
Yeah, but he kind of goes wherever he wants because he just beats the crap out of guys.
You can't just do that at college, or maybe you can. I don't know.
Maybe you
Kyle
can,
Dake.
if you're good enough, yeah. So PJ Duke, to just bring up a little quick history, was an Iowa style wrestler, formerly Iowa style, currently Empire. Now he trains with KD. I don't want to get into the drama of it, but I've known of PJ for years and years and years. When he was a little kid, phenom. He's from the same town as my cousins in Carmel, and he was the youngest ever New York State champion, big school division champion. He won a high school state title as a 13-year-old.
Eighth
In
grade.
dominant fashion, where he teched his way through the tournament, including in the finals. He also won Eastern States as a 7th grader. What did he do as an 8th grader? How did he back it up? Oh, he knocked off Steve-O Poulin, who was the number 5 pound-for-pound high schooler in the nation as a senior.
Round of 12 guy last year.
Yeah, as an 8th grader, he beat him. 8th grade year, what does he do? He takes second at Super 32 in the high school division. Who did he beat in the semis, though? Jory Volk.
Wyoming.
Who some people thought was an All-American contender this year. Or this past year, I mean, like last season.
Next 2 years of high school, freshman, sophomore year, works his way through Super 32, wins both titles. Crazy win over Ironman champ over Will Henkel. Will Henkel, one of the top wrestlers in high school right now, in the pound-for-pound rankings as well.
Just lost who's number 1.
Yes, he did, to Joe Seeley. But Will Henkel beat him by more. Will took him down, I think, 5 times in one match?
Yeah.
I mean, PJ took Will down
took him down
5 times.
4 or 5 times. Yeah.
The only points Will Henkel scored, I'm a huge Will Henkel fan. He was in my youth program. The only points he scored were escapes in that match.
Yeah.
And then what does PJ Duke do? He's wrestling 138 for part of the season. He says, nah, I'm doing the Journeyman Collegiate Classic. I'm going to wrestle a Darian Lockett. Even though he's at 152, he's the reigning number 1 guy. He bumps up 2 weight classes, beats him.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is a guy that also was a Fargo freestyle champion over the younger Bouzakis brother.
Nice.
If he wasn't, so PJ's got an injury history. If he was like healthy, fit as a fiddle, healthy as a horse, he would be on world teams like crazy, but his body falls apart. That's why we didn't see him wrestle at Super 32 this year. And if it wasn't for COVID and injuries, I think he would have been the first ever 6-time New York State champion, winning as a 7th grader in dominant teching fashion. There has never been a person that ever did it. There's been 5-timers like Ja'Cory Teamer, but he didn't win it as a 7th grader like PJ Duke did.
Oh, so he'll be a 5-timer, probably.
I think 4, because he lost a year to COVID and he had lost a year to injury. He was like hurt or something, nursing an injury, and he's like, look, like I really don't need to tech my way through the New York State championship again. It's kind of a waste of my time.
Well, it's a good thing he's at Penn State because those guys only wrestle like 20 matches a year.
That's it. That's all you need.
If injuries are a concern, then
just go to Penn State.
Just go to Penn State.
You'll win without actually wrestling all that much.
Isn't that the best? So yeah, I got PJ as an All-American. I think his body of work speaks for himself.
Do you think that he would be an All-American at 49 and 57?
No, because I feel like 57 guys are a little bit. A college 157 and a high school 152 is a vastly different strength difference.
And
PJ's got an incredible judo background where he's a great thrower, but I don't think he'd want to necessarily get into a throwing match with some of these guys at those upper weights.
Like Bryce Andonian?
I mean, Levi Haynes beat him, so who knows? Controversial.
Well, 49 is probably one of the weakest weight classes. So
Shane Van Ness is going to win it, though.
No, what? Stop.
So that's the 5 that I think could be All-American, though. I got Marcus Blaze,
Jax Forest,
thank you, Bo Bassett, PJ Duke, and Cody Merrill. We talked a bit about some of these other guys. Angelo Ferrari, incredible wrestler. I can't see him making a run at 174. Koi Hockey.
I don't think even at 65 he'd All-American. 65 is too
65 is tougher, yeah. Koi Hopke at 285. I think 285 is super deep this year. We have a guy like Nick Feldman who might not even place.
Yeah, I mean, even watching some of Feldman's matches, I'm like, I don't know that he'll do it.
Yeah. Same thing. We have guys like Zach Ryder for Penn, another Penn State commit, PJ Duke's teammate actually from Minisync, who is slated as a 184. I don't know if he could place at 184.
Yeah,
I mean, again, it's opened
even
up.
Aiden Sinclair,
it's a possibility.
I feel like Aiden Sinclair would be like not an All-American. He'd be like a national qualifier, probably win a match or two, but he wouldn't make the podium.
I had Ben DeVino as a possible guy, but after losing at Super 32, I don't know if I could keep him on that list.
Yeah, a little hard pressed to do that when he lost to Vega.
Same thing with Luke Lillidahl, incredible wrestler, but he has losses to both Bo Bassett and Jax Forest.
And there's college guys.
And I believe Marcus
There's all those college guys that are chomping.
So that's what I mean. And that 125 bracket, if you had, all those guys in there, plus I don't think Anthony Knox could do it either. I think he's too small. Like there's some really talented guys that could make a national qualifier, but probably wouldn't place.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. Which high schoolers do you think would All-American? Who do we miss? Yeah, who do we miss? And make sure you like and subscribe on your way out. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.